Alright, so we're ready now to play real bar chords, full bar chords. If you haven't already done the video on power chords, you need to go back and really make sure that you know that. Make sure that you can identify any root on the E or A string up to the 7th fret, and that you can move around and even play some of the songs that are there on page 21 using the power chords. Remember, power chords don't have really a quality, they're their own quality because there's no third. So you can substitute them in for major chords or for minor chords because the third is the only thing that makes the difference. Sometimes we don't want that. Sometimes we want a full major or minor chord, and that's where bar chords come in. So you need to make sure to read page 22 and 23 before you watch this video, and then watch the video, and you might need to go back and get a better understanding of some of the things that we've done. Now, a lot of people are scared of bar chords. There's nothing to be scared of. It just takes some time and some patience and some persistence to get them. On page 22, you've got some of the biggest rules for bar chords. Now, I've been telling a lot of people all semester to have their fingers up close to the frets, up close to the fret that you're playing. A lot of you have been getting away without that. That's not going to fly with bar chords. You're going to get muted notes all over the place. So you really need to get in the habit of doing that. It's going to actually save you a lot of muscle effort in your hand. You're also really going to need to curve the fingers that are not barring the notes. Okay, so you've got one finger that's going across all the frets. These other fingers need to be really nice and curved so that they're not muting any notes. So it doesn't sound like this. A lot of times when you get that one finger flat, the others want to go flat too. You want to keep them nice and arched. And then finally, if you're still getting muted notes after you're close to the frets and your fingers are arched, you might need to press a little bit harder. Alright. So when we've learned about chords, we know that they have a root and a quality. That's the two identifying characteristics of any chord. On the guitar, the quality translates into the shape of the chord, meaning where I put fingers in relation to each other. Alright? Because the quality is all about where the notes and how the notes are spaced out, where they are in relation to each other. So it would make sense that if I have a certain shape on the guitar, that's going to make a certain quality. If I change the shape, it's going to change the quality. And we know this from going to E major to E minor. I didn't change much, but the shape changed a little bit and the chord changed some, but the root stayed the same. My root was still my E. Now you might ask, how do I know where the root is? Well, as we learn a little bit more about how chords are constructed, or as you delve into that further, you'll learn how to tell which note is the root, which note is the 3rd, the 5th, 7th, so on. For now, you're just going to rely on me to tell you that, well, in the E chord, it kind of makes sense. The root is in my low E string. I have other E's. They're roots too, but usually we go with the lowest root. So if changing the shape changes the quality, how do I change the root? Well, the answer is that I don't want to change the shape at all. So if I take a look at this shape, and we'll zoom in a little bit here on my hand. So if I take a look at this shape, I've got an open string. Then on the next string, I'm at the 2nd fret. The next string, I'm also at the 2nd fret. Then the 1st fret, and then open and open. There's my shape. That makes a major chord with my root on the E string. Alright. I don't want to change the shape, but if I do want to change the root, that means I need to take this whole shape and move it to a different spot on the guitar. Now the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to substitute some fingers in here. Instead of using my 2nd and 3rd fingers here on the 2nd fret of the A and D string, I'm going to take my 3rd and 4th fingers and put them there. So as if you were playing E minor, but with my fingers there. My 3rd and 4th finger. Now I've got my second finger free. I'm going to put it where the first finger was. So I've got the same shape, different fingering. Now notice, this leaves my first finger free. What my first finger is going to do is it's going to do the job of the nut here. Now this nut did stop it and make it an E string, the low E. But what if I slide all the way up and put it at the 5th fret? Notice the shape did not change at all. If you imagine my finger is the nut of the guitar, then this would be open, 2, 2, 1, open, open. So the shape stayed the same, meaning the quality is exactly the same. What did change, however, is my root. My root is no longer this open E. My root is whatever note is on that string, though, because the shape stayed the same. So the relative place of the root is going to be on the same string as it was. So what that means is, I know from studying before, 5th fret of the low E string is an A. So this becomes an A major chord. I know it's an A because of where my root is. My root is on the 5th fret of the low E string, which is an A note. I know it's a major chord because of the shape that I'm playing. I'm playing a shape similar to the E major shape. I'm just playing it up at the 5th fret. So wherever I move this shape, it doesn't matter where I move this shape, if it stays the exact same shape with the exact same relationships between the frets and the strings, it will be a major chord with the root being whatever note I'm playing on the low E string. So if I move it down to the 3rd fret, I know that 3rd fret is G. So this is a what kind of chord? A G major. So bar chords are generally easier to get when you're up higher on the neck. That's because the frets become closer together and the strings are a little easier to press down. So let's go up to the 7th fret and place your bar down. And one good thing to try is seeing if you can get all the strings to sound. You might need to move your finger around a little bit. Some people have them way down like this. Some people have them way up. I kind of have mine in the middle, maybe a 1/4 inch of my finger is hanging over the neck of the guitar. I don't want to collapse my thumb up here because then I can never get fully straight. So I want my thumb back behind the neck and I want my finger pretty straight. Some people bring it to the side. Whatever you need to do in order to get all of those notes to sound. Don't be frustrated if it doesn't happen right away. It's a hard thing. You wouldn't be able to expect to bench press 200 pounds the first day in the gym, but over time you work up to it. So if I put my bar down at the 7th fret, and don't worry about pressing just yet, let's get the fingers in position. You don't want to expend more energy than you need to. Bar down, and with my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers, I'm going to make an E major shape. That means I've got the 7th fret, and then I've got 9, 9, and 8. All right. If I pretend that that's the bar, this is just open, 2, 2, 1, open, open. And now make sure your fingers are close to the frets, not back here. Up close to the frets, even maybe closer to them than you really feel like is necessary. And strum each note, see if you can get them out. Make any adjustments necessary, but don't let a few muted strings stop you. Now, figure out where's the root. The root is going to be on which string? The E string. Because this is an E shape that I just moved. Down here where it was open, this was E. The root was the low E. Up here at the 7th fret, same shape, so the root is going to be on the same string. And I know the 7th fret of my low E string is going to be B. So this is a B major chord. Now if I move it down 1/2 step, that becomes B flat or A major. I did not change the quality. This is not B minor. I moved everything down, and that becomes B flat. All right. So practice with those a little bit. and we'll learn some different qualities in the next video.